Alright, cool. So, if you have a block or a belt as well, or a towel or something, maybe get that ready, like put that in at the front of your mat, the blocks, we might need that. And today, great, welcome first of all, and today we're just going to start in a nice seated position, easy seated pose, so you can just have your legs, one leg in front, or if you're feeling warm enough and you have that hip flexibility, you can come into a half lotus. I think full lotus is a bit intense this early in the morning. And place your hands, the back of your hands on your knees, and your palms facing up. That sort of opens your shoulders and your chest a little more. It's a small movement, but it really does have a little bit of an impact. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, open your chest, but sit relaxed. Try to stack your body, your upper body over your hips, sitting on your sit bones nicely. Rounding through your sit bones. If you wanted, you could even take your hands and pull your bum flesh away to the sides, that you're sitting really nicely, getting our shoulders set up again if we did that. Tucking our chin in a little bit and closing our eyes if we want to. And just starting to breathe in and out through the nose. Slowing our breath down a little bit. Arriving in this moment. Trying not to think what's coming later. Trying not to think what happened earlier this week. Just being present here. Breathing deeply. Noticing where we feel the breath. We feel it more in our chest, in our ribs, in our stomach. And just being present here, not changing anything. Trying to make our inhale and exhale same length. If you want now, maybe trying to utilize your whole lungs as you inhale, inhaling into your abdomen first, then into your ribs, and then into your chest. So as you breathe into your abdomen, your tummy expands. As you breathe into your ribs move apart and expand. As you breathe into your chest lifts. And as you exhale, your chest moves down. Your shoulders move down, your ribs together, and your abdomen in. Trying to focus on that type of breathing for a few breaths. Really nice. Feeling how slowing down our breath, breathing more consciously, paying more attention to our breath already calms us down. Makes us feel a bit more quiet, a bit more restful. And with the end of the next exhale, gently blink your eyes open. Lovely. So we're going to start with our mobilization in our seated pose. Start with a side stretch, so place your left hand next to your bottom. You can put the hand sort of like a little tent hand, spider hand, so that the fingertips come down. And then we're going to inhale, raise the right arm. As we raise the arm, we're going to slide our left hand down alongside us, placing the palm down. Stop, at some point where you're comfortable, you want to have both sit bones still on the mat. And we're just going to have a breath here. Inhale, feeling that stretch in the right side body. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, coming up, placing the right hand on the side now. And exhale, stretching over to the left. And again, stopping both sit bones on the ground. If you want, you can look to your hand or just look straight ahead. And with the next inhale, exhale, we're coming up. And we're changing sides. One breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, we're coming up. Inhale, we're sliding on the other side, right hand down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, we're pushing into our right hand, we're coming up. Exhale, coming down. We're staying here for a couple of breaths now. Breathing here, pressing into that left hand, feeling that stretch, stretching that right arm maybe a bit more, feeling that stretch in our obliques, our right, the side abs on the right, in our armpit, in our ribs, and also feeling the contraction in the left side, feeling our waist move together. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale, really nice. Inhale and exhale, we're pressing into our left hand, we're coming over, same thing, sliding over, still keeping both sit bones on the ground, really stretching that left arm, feeling that stretch in the side body, feeling how as we stretch, we might contract a bit more in our right side, in our right waist. Breathing here, feeling how we expand on the inhale, intensifying that stretch. Exhale, melting, reducing the stretch. Inhale, exhale, one more breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, pushing into that hand, and we're coming up. Lovely, we're coming into center. I'm going to do a little side twist now. For that, we're bringing our right hand onto our left knee. We're placing our left hand behind our glutes, and again with that little 10 fingers. Inhale, we're stretching. Exhale, we're twisting, and we're looking over our shoulder, if that's all right. But the twist is coming from the waist and the shoulder, not the neck. Inhale, and exhale, we're twisting over to the other side, coming through center. Left hand on the right knee, right hand, 10 fingers behind us. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Again, the twist is coming from the shoulder and the waist, not the neck. And inhale. Exhale, we're coming through center. And doing the other side again, right hand, left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more inhale. Exhale, we're coming through center, other side again. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind us. Inhale, exhale, twist, feeling how our left shoulder is working. Inhale, exhale, coming through center, switching over and staying for a moment. So right hand, left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale, really sit up nice and tall, stretch. Exhale, twist. Lovely. And looking over the shoulder if that feels good, or just looking sort of straight ahead. And here, feeling how your back muscles are working on the left side, your left upper arm is working, the twist in your spine move. Inhale, we can try and stretch a bit more, and exhale, maybe twist a little more. If you want, you could bring the outside of your right hand to the outside of the knee, and sort of use that as a little bit of a lever, instead of having the palm touch the knee. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe twist a tiny bit more, a micromillimeter. Inhale and exhale, we're coming through center, other side, so left hand, right knee, right hand behind us. Inhale, we stretch, we sit up tall. Exhale, we twist, feeling our back work. Again, looking over our shoulder or just looking straight ahead, whatever feels good. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, maybe see if you can twist a tiny bit more. Inhale, stretch. Feeling our back work, our arms work. Maybe placing the back of the hand against the outside of the knee. A bit of a lever. One last inhale, stretch. Sit up tall, exhale, twist. Inhale and exhale, coming through center and stopping here. Lovely. We're going to have a little forward fold, really gentle. So for that, we're going to walk our hands out in front of us. I'm going to stop, maybe see if you can bring your elbows to the ground. If you can't, that's fine. We don't want to aim to bring our forehead to the mat, nothing. We want a nice flat back, nice open chest, and just stay here for a moment, feeling that stretch in, maybe the hip flexors also, whichever leg is in front or in half lotus, that's where you will feel a stretch more in your glutes. Just staying here for a few breaths, witnessing where you feel the stretch, not judging, just feeling. And with the next inhale, we're going to press into our hands and we're going to slowly walk our hands in. And we're going to switch our legs. Whichever leg was in front, that's going in, or whichever leg was in half lotus, the other leg comes in half lotus. I'm going to sit here. And we're going to walk our hands out again so that we're nice and even. And breathe here, stay wherever you are. It's quite likely that the side that we just did, because that's how you put your legs naturally, is your more open side. So you might feel this stretch, especially in the glute of that leg that is now in front or in half lotus, that you feel it a lot more. I certainly do. And it's quite interesting when you notice how you have like these preferred sides and you don't even realize, or you don't think about why you put that leg in front, but it turns out that's how you always sit. So maybe changing those things around every now and then is quite a nice idea if we can remember. Staying here for a few more breaths. Next inhale, we're pressing into our hands and we're slowly walking ourselves up. Lovely. We're going to come into a tabletop for a little wrist mobilization and cat-cow in a moment. So we're going to come into tabletop. For that, we bring our hands, our shoulder width apart, wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Fingers are really nice and wide. Knees are hip width apart. Feet untucked. And for our wrist mobilization, we're just going to rock forward and back as much or as little as you like. If you want quite a big movement, you could go forward quite a bit, and in the back movement, you could almost push into a child's pose for a second. Come back up. Or if you want to be really gentle, just sway here like leaves in the wind. Whatever feels good today. More rocks here, and we're going to meet in center. Once you're done, lovely. And we're now going to turn our hands in. So we're going to turn our hands in so that our thumbs are facing the outside edge of the mat and our fingers are pointing to our knees. For that, you want to bring your hands quite a bit more close towards your knees because it's quite intense. And we're going to rock here. Again, really fingers really spread out, pressing into the finger knuckles, into the palm, into the ball of the hand. Really stretching out the inside of our lower arms. Being gentle, but waking that part of the body up, especially working on our desks, sitting on computers. We really need this. And coming back to stillness and placing our hands back into classic tabletop. And now one more stretch. We always do one hand at a time. So we're going to bring the back of our hand down. Our palm is facing us. fingers are pointing to our knees. And we're doing this one hand at a time. Again, don't put too much weight in that hand, just about enough, and for it to not be uncomfortable. And if it's uncomfortable in any way, then don't do it. And just rock very gently here, stretching the back of the wrist. Again, stretch that we almost never do, that's why we're really gentle here. And coming into center, placing that hand back down normally, and doing the other thing, doing the same thing on the other hand. So placing the back of the hand down, palm facing us, fingers pointing to the knee, fingers nice and wide, and rocking here very, very gently. Not too much weight into that hand. Got the other hand down in the normal way. That's why it's quite nice. You can do it very gently by doing it one hand at a time. And a few more rocks here. And coming into center and stillness, placing that hand down. Maybe sitting, kneeling for a moment, shaking our hands out if that feels good. Doing circles with our hands one way and the other way. Great, lovely. Right, coming back into our tabletop. Setting it up again properly, so hands and the shoulders, knees hip width, feet tucked, knees hip width apart. And on the inhale, we're going to arch our back. We're going to come into our cow. If you want, I quite like to bend my elbows a little bit. Exhale, we're pushing into the ground, we're rounding our back, chin to chest. Inhale, we're coming into cow. Shoulder blades together, they move together. You almost want them, you can imagine you want them to touch, they won't, I think, but depending on your anatomy. Exhale, we're pushing those shoulder blades apart, rounding our arms, like creating it almost feels like you're doing a bit of a U shape with your arms, chin to chest, looking to your belly button. Inhale, cow, arching the back, really exaggerating that arch as much as you possibly can. Exhale, pushing away, rounding the back, shoulder blades away from each other, really rounding the back as much as you can. Inhale, cow, arching the back, imagining you've got that little baby elephant sitting on your lower back. Exhale, pushing into the ground, as if you've got a rope around your waist and someone's pulling you up really round. One more time each way. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And at the end of that exhale, coming into neutral spine. Lovely. We're going to tuck our toes now. I'm going to gently push into a really gentle down dog here. Vrikshasana. That's the first one of today. So you'll likely be really quite tight in the calves. Just walking our feet if that feels good. One heel down at a time. Slowly mobilizing, gently stretching. Calves, the hamstrings. Pushing into the hands. Just walking here. Feeling again if there's a difference between one side and the other. Not judging, just noticing. And now coming into stillness. Pushing into the hands, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades pushing kind of sort of apart, so that you have like a nice wide horseshoe shape, capital U shape in your arms. The hands, it's not just the ball of your hand pressing down, but the whole palm and even the fingers. If I tried to lift up your fingers, I wouldn't be able to. Your back is nice and straight. If that means that you have to bend your knees a little bit, that's perfectly fine, especially this early on in the practice. Your feet are hip width apart, toes pointing forward. You don't want to pigeon your feet. You don't want your ankles to come closer to each other or be further apart. Your feet are parallel to the side of your mats. And breathing here, the drishti, your focus point, your viewpoint, is the space between your big toes. Breathing here, the drishti, your focus point, your viewpoint, is the space between your big toes. And now coming into stillness. Pushing into the hands, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades pushing kind of apart, so that you have like a nice wide horseshoe shape, capital U shape in your arms. The hands, it's not just the ball of your hand pressing down, but the whole palm and even the fingers. The hands, it's not just the ball of your hand pressing down, but the whole palm and even the fingers. Your fingers, if I tried to lift up your fingers, I wouldn't be able to. And let's feel into this pose. We set our down dog up really nicely. So let's notice how this feels, that we've got that awareness once we get into these down dogs throughout the practice. Now we're going to slowly walk our feet up to the front of the mat. And we're stopping with our feet behind our hands, hip width apart. And we're just hanging here for a moment, just hanging, knees bent a little bit. If you want, you could hold your elbows with the hands, the opposite elbow with the hand. Just hang here to have a little bit more of that gravity. You can sway from side to side, stretching one leg, bending the other, and then swaying the other side. Just gently bringing a little bit more mobility here into our lower back, either holding the elbows or dragging our fingers over the mat if we can reach. And feeling how our hamstrings are waking up. And stopping in center. Can now all hold on to our elbows. We bring our elbows around our arms, around our head. We're tucking our chin to our chest, bending the knees a little bit more. We're going to come up gently, rolling up through the spine, straightening those legs. Head comes up last, our elbows are staying around, our arms staying around our head. As we come to the top, release our arms to the side. Lovely, everyone. Great. Cool. So, we're standing at the front of our mat and we're going to come into our lovely Tadasana. So for Tadasana, we're going to bring our feet together. If you prefer to have your feet slightly apart, hip width apart, that's perfectly fine. Whatever feels better for you. If you have feet together or apart, just whatever you do, lift all your toes up. I'm going to spread them out really wide, and then we're going to try and lower them one at a time. So we're lowering our little toes, then the fourth toe, the middle toe, the second toe, and then the big toe. So that you can almost see a little bit of your mat or your towel through your toes. If you want, I always quite like to lift my heels off for just a moment and place them down, so you've got a really nice firm grounding in your feet now. We're going to engage our perineum or pelvic floor, engage that a little bit, engaging our abdomen, our Mula Bandha and our Uddiyana Bandha, to keep us nice and firm when we go into our forward folds, rolling our shoulders up, back and down again. That already opens our chest a little bit, palms facing forward. And our chin is slightly tucked. That makes our neck nice and straight, like in a nice straight line, rather than if you were to look up and the neck's a bit crunched. Standing here for a moment. Breathing here in Tadasana, mountain pose, feeling strong, feeling solid. And the next inhale, we're going to raise our arms over our head. If you want, you can look towards the thumbs, or you can just look straight ahead, whatever feels good. Exhale, we're going to fold, engaging our abdomen, flat back, hands by the side of the feet. If you have to bend your knees at this point of the practice, that's perfectly fine. Inhale, hands to shins for a half forward fold. Lovely. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left foot, in our plank. Plank is very similar to down dog in a way. The arm shape is similar, really pushing the ground away, shoulder blades away from each other, shoulders away from the ears. And we're also engaging through the length of our body, so our heels are pushing away. One breath here, inhale. Exhale, we're lowering our knees, chest and chin, so our bum is up in the air. This is Ashtangasana 8-point pose. Inhale, we're sliding forward into Cobra, untucking the toes, elbows into the body, shoulder blades together, we're looking forward. Exhale, we're tucking our toes, come press into down dog, or you could come into down dog through child's pose, and then press up. And we're staying in our down dog for a few breaths. Maybe step your feet in if you're feeling that your down dog is a little bit wide. pushing into the hands, straight arms, shoulder blades apart, shoulders away from the ears, flat back, knees bend if that feels good. And at some point, imagining that you want to push your heels to the mat. You don't have to reach it, but that just really engages our calves, our hamstrings more. Staying here. With the next inhale, we're stepping forward, the right foot, followed by the left foot. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold, hands to mat, forehead to shins. If you have to bend the knees, that's fine. And inhale, we're going to engage our abs. We're going to come up, flat back, hands overhead. And exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely, everyone. Inhale, next time. Arms up, hands in prayer together, or if your shoulders are a bit tight, you could leave your hands apart. Exhale, folding down, nice flat back, hands by the side of the feet. Inhale, half forward fold, arms to shins, looking down, directly down so that your neck is nice and flat. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the left foot, followed by the right foot, in our plank. Pushing the ground away as if someone is throwing it at you. Inhale, exhale, knees, chest and chin down, 8-point pose. Inhale, sliding into our cobra. Feet untucked, elbows in, shoulders away, shoulder blades together, looking forward. Exhale, tucking the toes, either coming through child pose into our down dog or straight into down dog. Placing our feet down, stepping them in if we need to. Coming into our down dog. We know how to set this up. Pushing the ground away, shoulder blades away, shoulders away from the ears. Looking through the space between our toes. If you fancy to still walk your legs a little bit because your calves are a bit tight, then do that. It's your yoga practice. As long as you stay safe, do what feels good. Inhale, we're stepping forward with the left foot, followed by the right foot. Exhale, inhale, we're coming into a half forward fold, hands to shins, looking down. Exhale, full forward fold, forehead to shins, maybe keeping our legs a little bit straighter now. Inhale, flat back, coming up, engaging the abs. And exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely. Okay, we're going to move on, we're going to start adding. Inhale, hands up, exhale, we're folding down, full forward fold, maybe in full forward fold. Put your hands, your palms really on the mat, and imagine you're pushing your hands forward and the mat away from you. That way you can get that engagement in the back and the hamstrings, the back of the legs more, maybe straighten the legs more. Inhale, hands to shins, lovely. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left foot. Inhale here, exhale, knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, coming into our cobra. Breathing here for one. And exhale, we're pushing back either through child's pose or straight into our down dog. In down dog, we're going to place our left foot, the sole of the left foot down, the toes point towards the top corner, the left corner of your mat. Inhale, stepping that right foot forward in between the hands. Coming into a slow lunge, and then inhale, exhale. As we inhale, we're cartwheeling, our left arm comes up in front of us and pulls us up into a warrior two. Lovely. In warrior two, you want your knee, the front knee, the right knee, over your ankle. Don't have it overshoot it, that's not very good for your knee. If you feel that you're overshooting, you just walk your back foot back a little more to have a wider warrior. Your arms are at shoulder level and shoulders are down. Just feel if you pull your shoulders up for a moment and then release it. You want to be nice and relaxed. Your arms are working, but your shoulders are relaxed. Your body is in line with the long edge of your mat. And the heels are also in line. So the heel of the right foot is sort of meeting the heel of the back foot. So it's almost like an L shape between your heels. Looking down on your body if it's nice and flat, and now looking to that front middle finger as your drishti. Breathing here for a few breaths, feeling this pose, maybe sinking a little deeper in that bend. And exhale, cartwheeling our hands down, either side of the front foot, coming to the ball of the back foot and stepping back into a plank. Lovely. And exhale, we're coming down, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding into our cobra. Exhale, pressing into our down dog, or coming to child's pose. Doing the same thing on the other side now. So we're placing the sole of the right foot down. Our toes are pointing up towards the corner, so the heel is a bit behind and it's not like a straight sort of, the foot is at an 45-degree angle to the, or 90, I don't know, I'm not very good with math, but the foot is not in line with the short end of the mat, but it's more at an angle. Inhale, we're stepping the left foot forward, coming into this low lunge, and then as we inhale, the right arm comes up and coming up into our warrior two on the left side here. Again, your left knee is over the ankle. If you feel that you're overshooting because you want to have, you're quite flexible in the hips or anything, you can just move that back a little bit, having your heels in line with both feet. The body is in a nice straight line along the long edge of the mat. Shoulders are away from the ears. Your body is nice and central. Almost imagine someone's pulling you by the back hand and the front hand, and you're like in a really nice equilibrium here, looking to the front middle finger. Next exhale, we're cartwheeling our hands down, we're coming onto the ball of the back foot, and we're stepping back into a plank. Coming down, knees, chest, chin on the exhale. Inhale, we slide forward into our cobra. Exhale, pressing back into down dog, or if you need a little rest, you can come into a child's pose. As I said, it's your yoga practice, whatever feels good. If you want to have a break, come into child's pose at any time. Staying in a down dog for a few breaths. And the next breath, step forward, right foot, followed by the left foot. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, full forward fold, forward shins, pushing that mat forward. Inhale, engaging the abs, coming up flat back. And exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely. We are going to do another one of these and add more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down, full forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half forward fold. Either hands to shins, or if your hamstrings are warm enough now, bring your fingertips to the mat. Exhale, hands down, so with the left foot, followed by the right foot. Coming into our plank, knees, chest and chin down, or if you want to try Chaturanga, rocking forward a tiny bit on your toes, and coming down in this press. If you came through Chaturanga, come into an upward dog. The only thing that's touching the mat are the backs of your feet and your palms, or being a little cobra. And from here, we're pushing on the exhale into our down dog. We're coming into our warrior two again, so placing the left foot down, stepping forward with the right foot. And inhale, we're coming up with the left arm into our warrior two. Lovely, everyone. Again, setting it upright. Knee over ankle, knee not falling in. We want to be able to see our big toe and maybe the second toe at least. Body nice and flat. One more breath here. And with the next breath, we're going to turn our palm, the right palm, to face up. And going to inhale as if someone's pulling us by that front hand. So if we're offering someone a flower on our right palm. And exhale, we're flipping over and we're coming into a reverse warrior. Keep that bend in that front knee. There is a tendency as we go back to take the bend out of that knee. So keep that bend in. Stay here. The next inhale, we're going to slide up slightly along our back leg, taking that bend out. And exhale, going a bit deeper. Inhale, coming up a tiny bit. Exhale, going a bit deeper. Sliding our left hand along the back leg. One more time. Inhale, coming up a bit. Exhale, sliding deeper. And now staying here for one breath or two. Inhale, looking to the right hand, the right palm, or just looking down, whatever's more comfortable for your neck. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. We're coming up back into our warrior two. For one breath. Inhale and exhale. We're placing our hands down either side of the front foot, stepping back into plank and coming down either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, cobra, bhujangasana, or up dog, or Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, pressing into our down dog, Mukha Svanasana. One breath here to center ourselves. And now we're placing our right foot down, stepping forward with the left foot, doing the same thing here. Inhale, we're coming up into our warrior two. Lovely. Setting ourselves up again, so knee not overshooting the ankle, knee not falling in, but we want to be able to see at least our big toe and maybe even the second toe. Really nice, guys. With the next inhale, we're flipping our hand over, left hand over, palm facing the ceiling. We're pushing forward, so if we're offering someone a present, a flower. And exhale, we're flipping over, sliding that right hand along the back leg and coming into this humble warrior. Lovely. The next inhale is sliding up a bit, coming out of that gentle back bend. And exhale, sliding deeper, sliding that right hand along our leg. Maybe we can go a bit lower. One more inhale, coming up a little bit. Exhale, sliding down, maybe further. One more inhale, coming up a little bit. Exhale, sliding down. We're staying here, making sure we still have that bend in our front leg. Lovely. Staying here for a breath or two. Now with the next inhale, coming up back into our warrior two. Nice. Inhale. And exhale, placing our hands down, either side of the front foot, stepping back into our plank, coming down knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, and then sliding in on the inhale into a cobra or upward facing dog. You can mix and match whenever you feel like doing a bit more of an intense pose. Exhale, pushing into our down dog. And we're staying in down dog for a moment. Active resting pose as it's supposed to be. Or if we want, we can come into a child's pose for a moment. Just breathing here in child's pose or in up dog, wherever you are. If you're in child's pose, come back into down dog, we're coming into tabletop and then pressing back. Staying here for 2 breaths with everyone else. And with the next in-breath, we're stepping our left foot forward, follow with the right foot. Exhale here, inhale, coming into a half forward fold again. If you're warm enough now, fingertips to mat. Exhale, full forward fold, palms by the side of the feet, pushing the mat forward, straighten up those legs. And inhale, engaging the abs and coming up. Lovely. We are going to do one more flow and then we're going to come to the ground. So going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold. Really nice. Exhale, hands down. Stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left foot. And stay in that in that plank. And then exhale, coming down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, pushing back. We're going to be placing our left foot down as if we're going into warrior two, but we're stepping the foot sort of just behind, the right foot just behind our hands. Not such a wide stance. And inhale, coming up, we're going to prepare for our triangle. If you have a block in front of the mat, you could, or book, or whatever you've got, you could use that. And we're going to inhale, arms nice out, exhale, someone's pulling us again by that front hand, both legs are straight here. And then exhale, we're going to come down, and place that block on the inside of your foot. And you've got various settings on your block. It can be high like this, come onto the high sort of thin edge, or if you don't need so much, you could come onto the thick edge with this. There's various versions of using your block. If you don't have a block, you can place your right hand on your leg, on your shin. Staying here, you want to be really flat. You want your body almost like you're between two planes of glass. Your left arm is going to the ceiling straight, or if that's uncomfortable, you can just rest, your hand can rest on your hip, and you can either look to the ceiling, or you can look to the big toe of the right foot. And really feel that stretch on the inside of the right leg. Really nice, everyone. One more breath here. And with the next inhale, we're coming up. Take your block with you if you have one. A little working our balance a little bit. We're going to now square our hips to the front. So rather than just now we were flat, and now we want both our hip bones to sort of point to the front. If that means that you have to take a little bit of a wider stance, that's perfectly fine. And we're going to come into reverse triangle or twisted triangle. So we're going to take, if we want our block, the block into the left hand now. Right hand on the hip. And inhale, we're stretching forward. Exhale, the block now goes onto the outside of the right foot. Or we place our hand again on our shin, or if you can reach the ground, you can place your hand on the ground. And we're twisting over, so the left hand is on the block or on the right leg. So we're twisting over. Nice. And again, you can either place your hand on your hips here, or you can raise your arm and twist open. And what you want to imagine here is that your left shoulder is going over that right foot. You're really twisting here. Nice. Working your balance. Staying here for a few breaths. Again, really feeling that stretch in that right leg. Exhale. And inhale, coming up again. You can place that block in front of you or leave it on the mat. And exhale, hands down, stepping back into plank. Exhale, coming down, it's just chin, chaturanga. Inhale, coming up, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, pushing into our down dog. And we're staying in our down dog for a few breaths. We'll do the same flow from beginning in a moment again for the other side. Breath, we step forward with the right foot, followed by the left foot. Inhale, hands to shins, looking down, or fingertips to mat for a half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, coming up, flat back. Exhale, hands into heart center. Great, everyone. Last Sun Salutation now. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Hands at the side of the feet. Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down, stepping up with the left foot, followed by the right foot. Inhale, exhale, coming down, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. Sliding forward on the inhale into upward dog or cobra. Pushing back into our down dog. Now we're going to place our right foot down and we're stepping our left foot just behind our hands. Inhale, we're coming up, we're preparing. Again, if you want to block, take that with you. We're preparing for our Shikanasana, our triangle. Both legs are straight. Hip is facing the long edge of your mat. Inhale, we're raising our arms. Exhale, someone's pulling us by that front hand, by that left hand. And exhale, we're placing our hand either on our shin or the block on the inside of that left foot. Pressing here, raising, lovely. Raising our right arm up, or placing it on the hip, looking to the ceiling or the hand, or looking to the ground. And again, if you've got a block, you've got various ways, various settings, so use it how it's best for you. But we want to have our body nice and stacked on top of each other. Our shoulders are stacked, our hips are stacked. Really nice, feeling that stretch on the inner thigh of that left foot, left leg, in the hamstrings. But also feeling the stretch on our right obliques, on our right side body. And we're looking down. Inhale, we're coming up, we're taking our block with us if we've got one. And now, again, squaring our hips to the front of the mat. If you need to walk your front foot over a little bit for that, that's fine. And we're going to place our left hand on our left hip. And I'm going to take the block in our right hand, if we're using a block. Inhale, right arm out. Exhale, we're going forward. Someone's pulling us by the hand. And we're placing the block now on the outside of the left foot, and pressing our right hand in here, or we're placing our right hand on our left shin, or maybe on the outside of your mat. And you really want to get your shoulder over your foot almost. You're really twisting here, wherever feels good. Again, you can have your hand on your left hand on your hip here, or raising it up, working your balance more. Really working that twist. Feeling that stretch again. Now more on the outside of that leg. Coming up on the inhale. You can place that block down. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the left foot into plank, coming down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, sliding forward into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, you can push into your down dog, or if you want a little rest, come into a little child's pose. Extended child's pose with the arms out. Wherever you are, breathe there for a couple of breaths. We're going to stay, if you're in child's pose, we'll stay in child's pose for just 2 breaths. Inhale. Breathing in and out through the nose. It's difficult after those intense poses. If you're in child's pose, coming into tabletop, pushing into down dog. Staying in down dog with everyone else for just a few breaths. And next, exhale, stepping forward, the left foot followed by the right foot. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the abs, coming up with a flat back, and hands into heart center. Amazing work, everyone. We should be quite warm by now. I certainly am. Going to prepare for our balance, and then we're coming to the floor. If you, for your balance, want to come off your mat, if you've got quite a squishy mat, that's quite a good idea. The firmer the ground is, the more balanced you're going to be, or the easier it might be to balance. We are going to do tree or Vrikshasana. So we're going to stand with our feet touching, and now we're going to shift our weight into our left foot, bending our right knee slightly. And inhale, we're lifting that up. For tree, there's 3 options. You can either have your foot, the toes on the ground, the heel just over your ankle. You can have the foot against your calf, or with the help of your hand, probably foot against your inner thigh. Whatever you do, do not rest the foot against your knee. That is quite, that's not very safe for your knee. Wherever we are today, we're going to bring our hands into center. We're going to breathe here. Try and find a focus point that's not moving. A little dot on the wall, a speck on the floor. That really helps. Trying to open our hips a little bit, pushing that right knee back a little bit. And if you want, you could raise your arms, challenge your balance a little more. Lovely, guys. And we're going to bring our hands back into heart center. And I'm going to release that right foot, come down. Maybe shake out that left foot if that's feeling it a little bit. And doing the same thing on the other side. So feet together, maybe really placing the right foot down properly. And now the left foot rises either on the floor against the calf, or with the help of your hand, left sole of the foot against your inner thigh. Standing nice and tall, maybe trying to open that knee a little bit. And again, finding that focus point, focusing on it like crazy to keep you nice and tall. And if you want, raising your arms. And maybe you can notice that one side is a lot easier than another side. It's perfectly normal. One side of the body is always a little stronger. And that's okay. Bring your hands into heart center. And releasing that left foot down. Giving that right foot a little bit of a shake if you need. Lovely. Great, and we're going to come down to seated, and we're doing that with our little, haven't done that in a while, our little body age test. So we're going to cross our right foot over our left foot. Have about maybe hands width distance there. Placing our hands on our head, and we're going to try and come down really gently. We can change our mind any time without touching the ground. Great job, everyone. Cool, perfect. Not going to make us kind of go up again and down again. Just placing that. Good. Okay, we're coming into our Tadasana or Cobra pose. So our feet are together. Soles of the feet are touching. The feet can be quite wide, like far away from you, if that's better, or they can be quite nice and close into your perineum, groin, whatever feels good. If your knees lift up off the mat, that's totally fine. It's not a problem at all. You could use pillows or blocks just to rest your knees there. Might be a bit more comfortable, or not. We're going to just sit here for a moment. We're going to place our thumbs on the soles of our feet. The fingers are on the back of the feet, and we're trying to open our feet like the pages of a book here. We're sitting really nice and tall. We're just breathing here, just sitting tall, already feeling a bit of a stretch in the inner thigh. And we're going to bring our legs, just come into this comfortable cross-legged. We're going to have let's have the right leg, all of us, in front. We're going to place our hands in front of our shin. We're going to rock over. We're going to come into pigeon from here. So we're rocking over, we're lifting ourselves up, and then we're stepping back with the left leg. And for pigeon or Tadasana, this version of it, the more parallel your shin is to the front edge of your mat, the harder the stretch is on your glutes. So if it's too hard, just bring the foot in. It's perfectly fine. We're just going to stay here. Maybe I quite like to bring my right hand onto my right thigh, the left hand on the foot, and just sit here, feeling my weight pull me down a bit. And now bring the hands out in front of us, and coming onto our elbows if that's available. If not, then stay on your hands, that's perfectly fine. If you feel that you want to go a tiny bit deeper, you could even try to bring your forehead to the mat or rest it on your hands. Wherever you are, you want to square your hips and your shoulders. Imagine you've got a piece of paper on your chest and you don't want that to sort of scrunkle up. You just want it to be really straight. And also if your foot, the right foot here, pulls your mat back a little bit because the stretch is a bit too intense, that's totally fine. It happens to me all the time. Breathing here, in and out through the nose in these intense poses. The breath is our friend, it's our anchor. On the next inhale, we're pressing into our hands, we're coming up slowly. I'm going to drop to the side. So sitting on the glutes on the right, and we're flipping our left leg out in front of us. So coming into Shikanasana. Right sole of the foot is a bit like tree, what we just did. So the sole of the right foot is against the inside of the left thigh. And here we're doing a micro twist, and what I mean with that is if you just sit here relaxed, you can notice that your chest is facing sort of through your hips, through the gap between your thighs. What we want to do is we want to maybe place our hands behind our glutes, inhale, and we lift up and want our chest to go over that straight leg. So it's a tiny movement. Inhale, and then we grab wherever we can grab, whether it's the calf, the ankle, the foot. But what we want to keep our chest nice and open. Inhale, we're opening our chest, and exhale, maybe folding down a tiny bit. And our drishti, our focus point, is our big toe here. And breathing here. If you've got a belt or a towel or whatever, you could also use that to hold on to your foot. Breathing here for a few breaths. And inhale, we're looking up. And exhale, we're slowly walking our hands up. Okay, we are going to bring our left foot in, and we're back in cobbler. The pose that we just did. And we're going to sit here again, soles of the feet, sort of pulling them a little bit apart with your hands, like as if you were opening pages of a book, sitting nice and tall here. Just sitting for 2 breaths. And now we're bringing that left shin in front of the right. We're placing our hands in front of the shin, and stepping back with the right leg into our pigeon on the left side now. And again, the more parallel your leg is, the harder it will be. If you want, you can bring your right hand on the sole of the left foot, left hand on the thigh, and just sit here for a moment. Maybe you're already working on that squaring of the hips and the shoulders, like stacking them on top of each other, not twisting, just trying to keep them nice and in line. 1 breath, and we're going to come onto our hands. If you want to go deeper, coming onto our elbows, a bit like that baby cobra in a way. And if you want to go deeper still, you can come, try and bring your forehead on the ground, or using your hands as pillow. And breathing here. Breathing here through this stretch, very intense stretch of the glutes, incredible for runners, but also sitting at our desks. It's just, especially working from home so much, it's not the best setup, so the niggles in the glutes, lower back are a lot more likely to occur. Breathing here. On the next inhale, we're pressing into our hands and we're slowly walking our hands in. And we're going to fall onto our left glute here. We're going to bring that right leg out in front of us again into our Chasana. So this time the sole of the left foot is against the inner thigh on the right. Again, got a belt, saying a bit earlier now. You could bring the belt around your foot or to place it there. Again, hands first either side of our glutes, and we want to do that micro twist, having our chest face over our straight leg. Inhale here, and exhale, we fold. We hold wherever we can, shin, ankle, foot, or belt, whatever you want. Wherever we are, we're going to inhale, open our chest. Exhale, maybe fold down a little bit. Breathing here, feeling that stretch in the calf, the hamstring, the back of the knee. Drishti, focus point, is our big toe. Or you could close the eyes if you want to take your gaze, your focus inwards. With the next inhale, we're going to open our chest, zip up a little bit, and exhale, releasing our hold and slowly walking up. One last time, we're going to bring that right foot in, again into our little cobbler here. And let's have a little butterfly here with our knees first. A bit of a more dynamic stretch in the inner thighs, kind of fun. I always think this is one way you just kind of have to smile as you're butterflying your knees. And coming to stillness, let's have a little forward fold. So however deep you can go, you can either decide to walk your hands out in front of you, if that feels better. We want to keep our back nice and flat. Try not to round your back too much by keeping your chest open, hinging from the hip. What you can also do instead of walking the hands forward is you can keep holding your feet and going forward. And by doing that, you can use the elbows to press into your thighs and maybe pressing those knees, the thighs down a little bit. And staying here wherever you are. This is all about you, it's your yoga practice. It doesn't matter what other people are doing, it doesn't matter what you did last week, yesterday. It's all about the present moment. Breathing here again. If you want to take your either gaze sort of just ahead of you, sort of following your nose and looking there, or if you want to take that focus inwards, closing the eyes. Sometimes quite like practicing my yoga with my eyes closed. It's more about how it feels than how it looks. And we're going to gently come up. We're going to bring our knees together, maybe with the help of the hands, and just have a little hug here. You could even lift your feet off the ground, maybe tiptoes, the tips of the big toes touching the ground, or balancing here. Forehead to your knees, really hugging yourself in. And placing the feet down. I'm going to lie down. Our knees are going to stay bent. So we're lying down now gently. Knock top a little bit. And you want to have your knees hip width apart. See if you can maybe reach your heels. Can you stroke them? No problem if not, but it's quite nice. You want to have your heels as close as you can to your glutes. That's quite a nice sort of little, by trying to reach your heels, you sort of bring your heels closer to your glutes, if that makes sense. We're going to come to really gentle back bend here, gentle bridge, Tabletop. So for that, our arms are stretched out, hands by the side of our hips, palms facing down. And on there, we're going to inhale, exhale here, and then inhale, we're tucking our pelvis, we're lifting our hips, lifting the middle back and the upper back. And here, think about hips to the ceiling, but also chest to chin. So we're rolling through the whole spine, pressing into those feet. Try not to have your knees full apart. That's quite a common thing. Like your knees are staying parallel. If you want, you could try and grab your hands under your back and clasping them together, maybe bringing your palms to touch. For that, maybe see if you can raise yourself onto the balls of your shoulder. And staying here for another 2 breaths. You won't be able to breathe very deeply here as we are on this back bend. See how your belly raises with the inhale, lowers with the exhale. Drishti is the ceiling. Focus point, viewpoint. And we're going to release, if you're holding your hands, release that grip. And exhale, we're lowering down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and then untucking the pelvis. Nice. We're going to hug our knees into our chest and rocking from side to side, massaging our lower back here a little bit. And when there, we're going to drop our knees to the right side. Arms out like a capital T, looking to both sides. Make sure that our arms are in line with our shoulders. Palms are facing up. And we're going to look to the left, so the opposite direction of our knees. We're breathing here. If you want, close your eyes. We're really slowing our breath down. Almost done. Try to push both shoulder blades into the mat. By doing that, by also really consciously pushing the left shoulder blade into the mat, that twist that we have here will intensify, and you feel that twist more in your left side body. Next inhale, we're going to lift our knees and bring them into the chest again. And exhale, we're dropping them to the left. Maybe having another look at our arms, whether they're still in line with our shoulders. Palms are still facing up. We're looking to the left and right. And here again, trying to have both shoulder blades pressing into the ground. If you can't do that, then you might just have to raise your knees a little bit. That's okay. You could even put a block under your knees or a pillow. And wherever you are, we're just breathing here. The next inhale, we're bringing our knees back into center. We're hugging our knees into our body one more time. And if you want to have another little stretch that you feel like you need, maybe a full body stretch, stretching your legs and your arms out, or a happy baby by grabbing your feet, your ankles, your calves, and pulling your hips, your knees towards the ground, whatever feels right, or just coming into Shavasana already. Nice. And happy baby, it can be quite fun to rock around. Whenever you're done, coming into our Shavasana. We're setting Shavasana up as consciously as we set up all our other yoga poses. So our feet are about hip to mat width apart, feet flopping out. Our arms by the side of the body, palms about 3 inches, 15 centimeters away from the hips, palms facing up. Shoulders away from the ears, shoulders nice and broad. Again, maybe rolling with shoulder blades together a little bit. chin slightly tucked. So I've got that nice straight neck. Closing our eyes here. Trying to keep our forehead, our face nice and relaxed. Can continue to breathe in and out through the nose, but no need to do anything with your breath, just let it flow. Notice wherever your body is touching the ground. Hips, your glutes pressing into the mat, heavy. Hips a little bit more open than they were earlier today, hopefully. Feeling our legs fall apart. Thighs, the thigh ball and socket drifting apart. Thighs nice and warm, smooth after those warrior poses. The back of the legs, the hamstrings really soft compared to earlier. Our knees are warm and soft. Calves pressing heavy into the mat. The heel of our feet lying on the ground. Feet just floating there, soft and relaxed. The toes are relaxed. Big toe, second toe, the middle toe, the fourth toe, the pinky toe are smooth, soft and relaxed. Our entire legs are soft, relaxed, smooth and calm. Our lower back is just hovering over the mat maybe. Really soft. Those forward folds have hopefully taken some of the tension out. Our upper back is lying heavy on the mat. You can feel the movement of the breath. Our abdomen is moving up with every inhale, in with every exhale, in and out, up and down. Chest is also moving with each breath. Leaves on a lake, moving with the water. Our shoulders are nice and relaxed, not holding any weight. Our upper arms pressing into the ground, soft and smooth. Our lower arms touching the ground, hovering off the ground. Back of our hands touching the ground. Maybe it feels hard. It's wood, soft carpet or your mat. Fingers are slightly curled in, the palms relaxed. Thumb, our index finger, our middle finger, our ring finger, our pinky finger are all just doing nothing, relaxed. Our whole upper body is soft, smooth, relaxed and calm. Our neck is soft too. Doesn't have to hold the heavy weight of our heads, all its thoughts going around. Back of the skull, heavy on the ground. Almost feels like our brain sliding back into our head. The crown of our head, the top of our head is relaxed. There's no tension in any of the muscles. Our forehead is smooth. No wrinkles, no tension. Tension of frustration, of struggling to understand, of confusion that we hold in our forehead. None of those are there. Our eyes are smooth. The muscles around our eyes are smooth. Our eyeballs falling, sinking back into their sockets. Not having to see, read, decipher. Our jaws relaxed. Our teeth are slightly parted. Tongue is flying in our mouth, not glued to the roof of the mouth. Don't have to talk, don't have to clench our teeth, swallowing frustration. Just present, smooth. It's not even happiness, it's just contentment. Our head is relaxed, our upper body, our lower body are relaxed. Our entire body is smooth, soft, calm, content. Slowly bring the awareness back into your body. Nice deep breath. Is there anything you can hear? Anything you can smell? Anything you can taste? Start moving your body, moving your wrists, your ankles, your arms. Maybe having a nice full body stretch. Bring your arms over your head, legs together and stretch. Hugging your knees into your chest one last time. And rocking onto the right side. Bring your head maybe onto your upper arm as a pillow. Staying here for one breath. And placing your left hand in front of your face, pressing into that hand. Coming up slowly, gently into a seated position. Nice. Maybe have one really quick pranayama, just because I think it's a really nice one to center you. So just sit however you want. You could sit cross-legged, whatever. You can kneel, just like that, whatever feels good. But what we want to do is we want to do 4-part breathing or box breathing. Apparently the SAS do it to really focus themselves, and if that's good enough for those guys, it works for us. So what you do is you inhale for 4, you hold your breath for 4, you exhale for 4, you hold your breath outside for 4, and then you inhale again. Let's do maybe 3 rounds of that, or let's do 4 rounds, we're talking about 4s anyways. And that's really nice whenever you need focus, whenever you feel anxious during the day, I don't know, you've missed your train, you're going to be late for work or whatever, just breathe to get back. It's also really good when I struggle to sleep at night. I really like this. So place your hands wherever you want to have them. Close your eyes if you want. I'm going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and we hold our breath in, 2, 3, 1, exhale for 2, 3, 4, hold the breath out, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, last round, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and breathe normally again. Open your eyes if you want, and we're going to bring our hands into heart center if you want in prayer. Bring our thumbs to our third eye, place between our eyebrows for clear and kind thoughts. Bring our thumbs to our throat for clear and kind words, and bring our thumbs to our heart center for clear and kind feelings. Bow with gratitude to the practice of yoga if you want, and gratitude to ourselves for moving today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the sunshine.